Reading your Roblox Asym thing.
Warning, this video is not suitable for people under the age of 13 or pregnant men and women. I don't know why I said that, but it sounds funny.
Sonic.exe The Disaster was the diamond in the steaming pile of that was the Asym horror genre, and basically nobody has given its gameplay the time of day because ew, Sonic.exe is mega cringe. I'm gonna disagree with you because I personally think that Pillar Chase 2 fits the horror genre more than Sonic.exe Disaster. And I'm talking about the legacy version. Like, yeah, sure, they have Baldi and Uncle Sam's Night, but the gameplay actually felt like a horror game more than a thriller game. And I'm not saying that EXE The Disaster is a bad game. I mean, it really just pioneered the TD genre that OM and a lot of other fan games for it. So yeah, it's I don't really agree with this take, but you have the point. You have a point. There's been so much drama that one could reasonably predict game-ruining drama for every Asym. Like, yeah, I can't even disagree with this because, like, if at least a game gets like one drama, there's bound to be like many more, and maybe the game gets cancelled. I mean, look at Outcome Memories. Like, I don't know if the game is still up or is still being developed, but that game is actually really ruined though. But there are some exception for this because like we do see a drama with Bite by Night, and again, fucking Forsaken. They, after so many dramas or one or two dramas, they have still in being developed and still have been talked about to this day. Forsaken is just an anomaly, I'm not gonna lie. We need to stop getting so many random Asyms announced 1% into development, as it just builds hype for a game that will likely release in like a year. And during the development process, hype will probably die. Just this was happening especially after Outcome Memories died. It just felt like trying to take advantage of a situation. Okay, I gotta disagree on the last one because I don't think Outcome Memories just tries to take advantage of their situation, because I'm pretty sure the game is made by love and passion by the developers. And yeah, we really need to stop getting so many random Asyms announced just before any gameplay footage or anything related to it get announced. Just like the last shorts I made about Madness Descent and Knuckles. But thankfully, however, we do got some how do I say this? Some information about the game. We got like voice acting, some emotes and models, which is actually pretty good. And I do got some words from the developers and people who were working in the game on my last YouTube shorts about the game. And they were actually working on this game since last year, which is really good to hear. And they're just announcing it recently. So yeah, we do need less Asym that announce whatever the hell they're doing before actually giving us a gameplay footage or a prototype, however. So yeah, I agree with this take a lot.
Bonus news for Madness Descent and Knuckles.
Kidna can muster, then your kind's extinction is most unsurprising.
You do not look like one of ours. Don't fret, for I am only a figment of your imagination.
Do you think the reward will be worth it?
Of course. This is our second chance.
You open the door.
Objectives are not that much of a problem. Having them is a good way to counter time that the killer adds when killing slurs. The problem is making these objectives give more rewards than helping your team.
Good take, nephew!
I really agree with this, and developers actually should implement this more than makes that rushing objectives gives players more rewards than helping each other. Because for God's sake, most of these games are team-based survival games, and just having a teammate or quote-unquote teammate not helping you while you're being chased really just bums the enjoyment of the game. So yeah, I really agree with this take, and more developers should take this and implement it. Trapper killers are easily the most annoying and also hardest type of killer to balance. Yeah, this is not even a joke, it's actually fact. Like, the biggest example for this is actually Bite by Next Springtrap, because he is currently the best animatronics in that game, because the maps are made specifically for him to work very well in. Like, if you take a look at every map, you can at least see a door or a hallway that can easily be used for a trap position, and it's really annoying. But if you take out the traps from Springtrap kits, he felt really unbalanced. But again, he is a beginner character, but that doesn't mean he needs to be very strong, because the maps are tailor-made for him specifically. A lot of Roblox Asym games feels like they copy DBD's movement system too closely, and I think it's time people really try to stop spicing things up. Like, Outcome Memories was one of the only really well-known Asyms that allow everyone to jump, and that itself opens up a lot of new ideas for maps, characters, and abilities. One that isn't really explored often enough ammo, since a lot of Asyms prioritize being ground only like DBD. You're not adding things like pallet blocking, vaulting over certain obstacles. Asyms in general needs more variety. Yep, I definitely agree with this one, because a lot of Roblox Asym games really copies Forsaken in DB's gameplay loop too closely. Like, take a look at Scream Jam. Like, the game is good, like, it's pretty unique, but the gameplay loop is just Forsaken and the art style of Death. However, there are some Roblox Asym games that tries to innovate and they actually did well. Like Joma, for example, they do have the same stamina system and grounded gameplay as Dead by Daylight and Forsaken, but it's more of a juggernaut, and the supers can actually kill the killers, if you get what I'm saying. And also there's Pursuit Core that mixes the gameplay loop of Forsaken by having generators as objectives, and the gameplay of Outcome Memories, where you can jump and use abilities that allows you to do stuff while jumping. And not that, and also they add something what I call multiple characters for one player, for multiple players, something like that, where you can have multiple characters with multiple players playing that same character in one match. So yeah, I do think this needs to be heard by many developers on the Asym genre, but we do have some Asyms that tries to be unique. So yeah, most of Asyms have horrible last man standing. It's either the last survivor is in the other corner of the map and killer is forced to waste half a timer just getting to them, or killer has a ton of time and leaves low HP server for LMS for easy win. Yeah, I definitely agree with this one, because yeah, for some reason LMS in most Asyms are just horrible, but we do have one that actually tried to fix it with which is Bite by Night, which is already infamous for how weird their balancing is. But yeah, I do think that the last man standing portion of Asyms needs to be fixed, so that it's not going to be like very survivor sided or killer sided. This might sound weird, but I think an anime Roblox Asym that has a gameplay loop of Dragon Ball Breakers would be cool, and a fresh take on the Roblox Asym as a whole. Like, can you imagine having the Zenless Zone Zero, Genshin, Naruto, and many other anime casts go up against their respective villains and such? First up, you are cooking straight poison, gang. And secondly,
Keep cooking!
okay, so hear me out. This is actually a pretty interesting take on an Asym. Like, Dragon Ball Breakers is like a pretty fresh take on the Asym genre as a whole. And having a Roblox Asym gameplay loop based on that game, which will be very interesting. But the other thing is, the amount of copyright that you have to dodge is going to be tremendous. So yeah, this idea is cool, but I don't think we're gonna see it because Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin is owned by Hoyoverse, and we all know that those companies are pretty greedy and they will strike you down. Like, I don't know, like, how come Roblox hasn't been struck down by these companies is just baffling to me. Bear Alpha changed the Asyms genre. I do not know what, I don't know what's the development for Bear Alpha before, so I'm just gonna say yeah.